Tom, we spent an awful lot of time, it seems like, over the last month talking about a guy who probably won't be playing for the Buffalo Bills. But what's your slant after the Cardinals released DeAndre Hopkins?
I mean, it makes sense, right? Because there's been an argument made, and you even made it a little while ago off camera, that, you know, DeAndre Hopkins positioned himself really well to be in a place where he's going to succeed because the Cardinals are going to be terrible. For all these people that are singing Hopkins praises, and I get it, he has had a pretty good career. Can't you make the argument the reason the Cardinals are in this position is because of the actions of DeAndre Hopkins, right? The suspensions that he was facing. It was his responsibility to bring along a young quarterback, and for whatever reason, things collapsed down the stretch multiple years. I am not as high on DeAndre Hopkins as everyone else seems to be, and if he ends up in Buffalo, I guess we see what happens there, but the age, the injury history, still questions about what happened with that PED suspension, which you guys know the older guys get trying to recover from injuries, the more common that becomes.
He could be.
I'm still trying to process, as you guys know.
As you guys know, as you guys are aware, well, you more than anybody else. He can't even get upstairs without his shots anymore.
Hey, leave him alone. Leave him alone. My God,
But he's right.
This is a show. Well, we can be nice. We can be nice.
Can it happen? Can the Bills make this happen?
Yes, I think they can make it happen. I mean, if you really want Hopkins, who could be a very dangerous weapon for you, which you know you're in an arms race, like we said before a couple of months ago, this is going to be interesting. First of all, DeAndre Hopkins did a great job getting the heck out of Arizona. We know where Arizona's going. They're really not ready to win in the next few years or so. So that's great. He sets himself up to go on another team, maybe the Bills, maybe not, to go get a ring and then maybe sign another 2-year deal down the line as he ends towards the end of his career. That being said, I don't know. This has kind of been this flirting thing. That's why he keeps coming up to the Bills. This is not something we just plucked out of the air and they bring up DeAndre Hopkins because he was released. This has been floating around for about 2 to 3 months.
But I get the feeling that he's the kind of guy, and it seems like, if you say, oh, the Browns could sign him, oh, the Giants could sign him, it's like he just goes with the wind, and whoever say, hey, would you sign with Cleveland? Said,
Browns are not legitimate. Even my Giants are not legitimate for the Super Bowl.
But he says these things. I don't know how seriously you can take anything he says.
People lie.
I agree with you there, and you're also right there. Look, I look at it this way. I don't think team success has anything to do with it, right? He's 34 years old. This is the last contract he's ever going to get. I mean, look, I can appreciate you appreciating the talent of DeAndre Hopkins. He's not playing another 3 years in this league. This seems like a Dallas Cowboys signing. A desperate, we're going to give him the most money, Dallas Cowboys kind of signing.
Except 3 years ago, he was about the best in the league.
Yeah, but I mean, look, 3 years ago, he was 31 years old, right? I mean, that's still long in the tooth for a wide receiver. And again, with this whole best in the league, right, it's all open to interpretation based on who you're playing with and the division you're playing in. Don't forget, man, he was playing in Houston and with the Cardinals. Like, who are you going up against?
Cowboys are interesting, although they like to run the ball with their new offensive coordinator going forward. So,
and we're rolling out other teams too. I'm still fascinated by Arizona. This is 2 years ago, in the middle of the 2 years ago, they were like 9-0. Kyler Murray, big new thing, and God, is it falling apart? They're tanking next season. They could wind up with the first draft pick who could very well be a quarterback. Do they do this for a third time?
Well, first of all, they're paying for the sins doing it in the first time. Second of all, this is what you get for
there was Josh Rosen.
Yes, and then doing it for Kyler Murray. So no, you don't do it a third time. Although, I mean, you can't get rid of Murray anyway, the way his contract's thing. This is what you get for hiring a sub-500 college football coach to be this brilliant new mind for your team. It fell apart, and everybody who knows anything knew it was going to fall apart.
God, I just can't imagine it being any worse than what's happening in Arizona
We'll wait and
football
see.
right
I'm sure
now.
it can get worse. That's the problem.